Okay. So, we just saw Agent Tinker's exit scene, running off and encountering a member of Mythography in its full form, fighting off with not that much success one of the hostile personalities. Which takes us back to the seclusion zone. The area where the 16 lucid dreamers are standing around debating what they want to do. Because they were all united by Agent Minor as people with tremendous ability. But not necessarily because they all got along or were on the same page or had the same agenda. Agent Minor had basically gone around and this person can fuck some shit up. This person can fuck some shit up. Let's fuck shit up. He was less particular about the manner in which things would get fucked up.
Sure.
So... and...
Salty?
So Tucker's not actually working for Minor?
Not anymore.
No,
He's got daddy issues.
Oh,
no! I mean, and Agent Minor isn't there either. But yeah, no, Agent Minor was a no-show at the big reveal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Got that freaking answering machine.
The supervisor tried to call him and let him phone it in, and
that
he
was
just
embarrassing.
didn't answer.
That's
Had to
right.
kill all those agents so nobody would know.
Embarrass Tucker in front of everybody.
Don't worry, they're dead.
That's true.
You think they might be undead?
Yeah, they're probably dead. But
So, but yes, what is Dexter's approach? Because basically, the way this has been set up and the way it's been orchestrated, Agent Minor's idea has always been that the dream world and the real world, that the line between them is can be broken. Maybe not to this degree, but it's always been the cards that that power in one could lead to power in the other.
So he's in this to get power, essentially.
Yeah, or at least disrupt power. Introducing...
Some people just like to bring chaos.
He sounds more like the Joker.
Very
in
much,
the new Batman.
very much an agent of chaos.
Yes.
So effectively, you're standing in one version of events. 20 years from now, the 16 lucid dreamers that are standing around you will be, at least some of them, the ones that survive, will be the founders of lineages on a council that determines what happens in the world.
Yes.
These are the folks that you're standing next to.
Yes.
What are you doing? What's...
Well, I would like to charm them, and and I would like them to tutor me to be one of them.
That's just straight up seduction. She chose a charm.
And because you are in the dream world, you still have you're not contacting access.
Yeah.
Or you're not contact control, but you can still make access checks.
Yes.
And your heart rate has not reset. Are you in your target?
I am at 109 plus 17, so yeah. I have a meta question.
Yes.
Dexter has no body to go back to, theoretically, at the moment. What happens if they hit their max heart rate?
It's not pretty. And also, Dexter.
Yes.
This might add some fuel to the urgency of what you're doing.
Yes.
You feel that something else is in your body. And you, you feel severed from that home connection.
Okay. So Dexter's going through what Stringer went through.
Right. The beginnings of it. Your spirit is effectively untethered.
Right.
So, yeah, go ahead. You were saying you wanted to, how do you put it?
I'm going to charm them.
You're going to charm them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead.
So the guy that, the lucid dreamer,
Uh-huh.
Turns out he's a really sweet guy.
Great chemistry there.
Yeah. And so after that time that I spent with him, we're in love.
That
You don't care about the
quickly.
real world suddenly. That escalated fast.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm trying to convince his friends that we're gonna stay together, and I'm gonna be one of the guys. Yeah.
Okay.
You're taking the place of the boyfriend that got accidentally pinned.
Yep.
Well, and part of it, and this is one of the weird things, Philippe, the lucid dreamer.
Yeah.
He, when you guys pinned the boyfriend, the boyfriend's basically his memory of the boyfriend. So when you sent that to the Lacuna, effectively you were robbing him of that memory. So he knows that the Institute took something important from him, but he can't quite place
Or
it.
someone in the Institute.
I'm talking about. Oh, that was Boss.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about then.
Yes.
Whoops.
So it really it is an emotionally complex, but it's not exactly like rolling in and replacing the boyfriend because there's just a boyfriend shaped hole.
Yeah.
Definitely thinking of like a snow angel kind of situation.
Give me a communication check.
All right.
And if you're in your target, you can roll as many dice on this as you want.
Yes.
But
I don't know what's gonna happen if I go over.
Right.
Yeah.
Though I would also say that since you were effectively trying to charm demigods into convincing them to make you one of them, that I would roll a fair amount of dice on this one.
Get high. It's going to be a hard check.
Should I roll more than 6?
I hate to point this out, but are you rolling for everyone or just minor?
What? Miner's not there.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah,
carry
this
on.
is just the lucid dreamers.
How about
Lucid
7?
dreamers.
Do you think 7 will be good?
You will pass with 7.
Okay.
You don't pass. Oh, yeah.
Dun,
Okay.
dun,
Okay.
dun.
This is a 6. This is a 6.
Dun, 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 dun.
5, 3, and 3, and 1 and 1. So 12.
Oh, that's right. You need to roll high.
Yeah. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25.
5.
Okay.
And now I am out of my target heart range. But I'm not over my max.
So where are you at?
I am at
Gray area.
151.
Okay.
Or not one. Wait. Yeah, 151.
Okay.
Okay, so for Philippe...
So you've got a little ways to go.
Yeah.
So you're good.
Yeah.
So you're basically like you're telling the friends that you and Philippe are in love,
Yeah.
and you're spinning this. Are you trying to convince Philippe as well, or are you just kind of like relying on Philippe?
Or have y'all already had that
like
talk?
that like flustered moment of like kind of being quiet while you convince everybody else that this is the truth?
I think I have already convinced Philippe. He's got some NRE going, and
NRE?
new relationship energy.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know the acronym.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So he's backing you up.
Yeah.
But his
Oh.
spots will be the color of that other one on top.
The purple
As
one.
Yeah.
as you're
It'll be the color
talking,
of the spots.
the figure who seems like these are all people who have inexplicable control over Blue City. But even among them, there are variations in ability. And Philippe, as far as this council is concerned, is fairly new.
Yeah.
Like he's only been submerged in Blue City for a short period. Others have been submerged for years at this point.
Right.
So one of the older members of this council, and again, they don't agree on what stance to take politically, but they're still a fraternity of sorts, and listens to the story that you've given, and she's smart. She's the oldest lucid dreamer, and she, it's kind of like if you picture in the Matrix when the people are watching the screens, like she can see ideas as like strings. She can see all these interconnections, and she knows what Philippe is going through, and she sees your role in it. But as much as they don't all, they can't come to agreements, they all do tend to have Miner's love of causing shit. So Ariana walks up to you and smiles and places her hands on your head and gives her blessing. And there is a glow, and you feel something in the back of your head, like the it's not a physical body, but if it were a physical body, you could be like the chemistry or the structure of your brain just kind of shifts just a little. As it is, it's this like your spirit kind of shifts just a little, and it's almost like a choke point in chakra has been aligned to allow some out. It will take practice to develop.
Yes.
It will take a long time to actually get to a point of even being where Philippe is.
Right.
But the way is open, and you are there. With that, some of the lucid dreamers, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start calling them the warlocks.
Okay.
So there are two of the warlocks that have decided that this mushy stuff is fucking boring, and so and they were really wanting they were in a similar boat to Philippe where the Institute fucked shit up for them. So they're just gonna bamf their way back to the Institute and start fucking shit up there.
Yeah.
So they zap out. Philippe, after you've been awoken, Philippe goes to take your hand and with one and bring his son with the other hand to share a moment.
I give them a hug.
Oh, so we will. If there's anything else you want to do, otherwise we'll end the scene on a big group hug, while Ariana is standing there, just kind of like with a shit-eating grin on her face.
we can after the hug is completed, be like, all right, let's go fuck some shit up.
You gonna say the pretty new song?
Yeah, he's gonna say it too.
You're such a great influence.
Yeah, mommy's right. Fuck shit up.
He's like,
Mommy!
I was gonna say you
This
can
is
that pretty
escalated quickly!
for almost all the warlocks, the specific aptitudes are based on their natural tendencies. It would seem that there's a certain amount of shaping people's memories and thoughts that seems to come very naturally to your character. Yes. And the little kid being 5 years old, I don't know what it would be about the way that he says the words, but there's just a little thing that's always kind of off when little kids say things.
I'm gonna fuck shit up.
Yeah.
because they're mostly parroting and they're not quite sure what it means yet.
Is that your scene?
So do you guys bamf into the Institute, or do you bamf somewhere else?
Oh, because they don't have the same goal as the ones that disappeared to the Institute. What is their goal?
The ones that disappeared to the Institute?
Or Philippe.
No, Philippe's
Oh, Philippe? Left to his own devices,
and Ariana.
Ariana's just kind of keen on sitting in the bunker and letting things happen as they happen.
Okay.
And then going out. So she's just kind of let the dice fall where they may,
Sure.
and she'll just stroll out once everybody else is exhausted.
Okay.
Philippe, left to his own devices, he knows that the Institute took something important from him, and took something important from his son.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and he has these nifty new magical abilities.
Yeah.
So he is inclined to go and start, working his way through the Institute.
Okay.
Magicking shit up.
Yeah.
Is he looking for what they took, or?
There would be a record. It's been that soon.
Yeah, and if it's just a memory, he can't necessarily get it
His
back.
focus is less on what they took and more just that they took something.
The revenge.
Punish them for taking
Right.
something.
Gotcha.
Thankfully, they won't recognize boss.
He never
Um,
saw me, so
Unless...
Though,
It's
I'm
possible.
out of there.
though
before
actually,
that.
no. Remember when he
It's
opened the door?
possible.
He literally pinged directly onto
It's
you.
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, I was the only one not right there because I was back in the hallway
It's
and I
very
just
possible.
noped right out.
Yeah. So Philippe would recognize
Yeah.
Tinker and Voss.
Yeah. Is that the incident?
I feel like my character's coming after you now.
Boss, at least.
I feel like he should recognize Dexter, but you done something to this boy's head.
Yeah.
Is that it, though?
So here's my question. That would be a very natural way for him to go.
Yeah.
As somebody that knows the pieces, do you enable that, or do you try to point him in other directions?
Because if he goes to the Institute, he might figure out you were one of the people who was there that took the thing, and...
I feel like I have convinced him that, like, I had no part in this. Like,
I mean, I'm convinced.
yeah. But I also feel like just the causing chaos is fun. So I kind of feel like I want to encourage him to just go and, like, pull people's pants down.
So go
Put
elsewhere
some
and cause
alcohol in
general
that guy's
chaos.
coffee.
Causing chaos is
Yeah.
fun.
Let's go
Pranks.
full rogue.
Pranks!
Yes.
Yes, this is why I play a rogue.
You're
in
gonna go
D&D.
full Loki.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm kind of picturing, because part of the point, like if you're going mischief rather than malice,
Yeah.
it's going to be things like, one thing that somebody who has recently discovered abilities that they might do would be things like, you know how getting from one place to another in Blue City is always difficult, and it's never direct, and the line between Blue City and the real world is starting to blur. So, like, and you're really good at navigating. So
Yes.
between the two of you, like, being able to shift, like, people going down a hallway, and then they end up in a different hallway in the Institute.
I'm so excited. Yes, I want to switch all the doors around. I want to make the doors go to different places.
Oh my
I
gosh,
can't
that's
believe it. That is
hilarious.
amazing.
Can you do that?
Well, I have to work really hard at it, and Philippe is better at it than I am. But
He will teach you for sure. You will
Well,
be
and
educated.
when you were in Blue City, navigation was
yes,
your thing. So,
I'm already a little bit of the way there.
Mm-hmm. This is going to be very difficult to navigate later.
so we're gonna jump back to this team. But anytime you want to muck around with them heading places,
Yes.
Oh no.
The supervisor has a
Oh
scene.
no.
oh, okay.
That's just one moment.
The supervisor is up.
He hears. He gets another message. He calls upon the lightning from the storms. Harnesses their power. And connects all three buildings, forming an electrical triangle.
Oh, but the three
The
buildings.
three buildings.
Okay.
To form the beginnings of a mega portal. Because metagame, has been talking to a Titan.
You guys remember when Tucker like hulked out and went
Alright, I
way
need to go
down?
and kill Tucker's body
yeah.
currently.
So, let me go. Oh, he's freed from it. Don't worry.
Oh, and
Not
I kind of
connected anymore,
figured the
yeah.
body wouldn't matter at this point.
The first original message says, I saw you crack the barriers. Now you return and break more barriers. Once I am free, you and those you have marked will be protected by me.
And deep below Blue City, one of the Titans lurches forward as the electrical outlines of the portal begin
Megastorm
to
is
form.
powering each one, so the field is quick.
Okay.
And then, because all three buildings are triplicates, and he's trapped, and floor 47 has trapped souls and beings, that floor is sent to feed the power their souls will feed as a sacrifice.
Oh no!
Essentially, they're a
no.
battery.
Yes!
Do they die again?
That's up,
presumably?
that's up to the true storyteller.
And we'll probably leave that an unknown for now.
Ah.
They are thrown into the field.
In other words, be prepared to face them later.
They
Okay.
accept them as a sacrifice. And
So-
then I look over, I look over at, guess who's with me? April the Geralds. They're marked. They are marked, you are protected. And soon, Agent
Tinker.
will be marked with Shu permanently.
Uh-huh.
All that we left is to find Agent Dexter.
Where's that guy go?
I've lost my connection with her. Something happened recently. But we will have to find her and mark her so that she is protected.
But the penis tattoo doesn't count.
No,
Darn it.
not quite. Not
Throw
the
a monkey
right
wrench in
mark.
that one
Okay.
for you.
That was for your static.
Okay.
Insane.
Okay. All right. So we jump to Voss, Tinker, and Schreiber. You guys were heading to the ward.
You mean Voss Tyler and Trevor?
Tyler.
Tyler.
You said Tinker.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the delicious
Sorry.
character. Sorry,
Voss,
I got confused for a second.
Voss, Tyler, and Schreiber. But your first goal was to get some guns.
Yes.
We need guns.
Forrester would know where they were and how to get to them, so.
We need cool big
Our-
guns.
They
So
just need to be effective.
here's a question, Agent Dexter. Are you helping or hindering these efforts?
I'm just playing around, and I'm gonna send you what I'm doing.
Oh!
Okay. All right. Go ahead and give me an intuition check to know. And
I'm in proficient in that one, so does that mean I can roll more than 3?
you can roll 4.
4, okay.
And actually, anybody in the party can roll this as well. This is basically to know where the guns will be kept.
Ooh.
10, 15?
15.
Ugh,
Not so
8. I am a rookie. I don't know. We have guns?
Okay.
And I can. Let's see. 6, 11. Oh. That was 5. Where'd it go? 11, 15. So 17 would. So for Forrester. So I
Okay.
would roll for me and Forrester, wouldn't
Sure.
I? So.
Okay. Okay, go ahead and give me a logistics check.
Okay. Do I have to add this to my heart rate? I'm already almost a semi-god.
So one of two things. Either you can add it to your heart rate and be able to re-roll,
Yeah.
or you can roll and take what you get.
But decide beforehand.
Yes.
Okay, I will roll and take what I get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
6, 11.
9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15.
Okay. As you guys arrive at the gun at the closet that would have the weaponry, and you're able to figure out one that is going to be kind of on the way to the ward. Most of them have been taken. But there are 4 weapons that are, there are 3 guns that are still there.
I bet I don't get one. The rookie.
But there's 3 guns.
There's 4 of us.
Oh.
And the rookie has been a little eager.
Jumpy.
Not yet, boss.
Did you get that?
Maybe we can take turns.
Okay. You go down, I'll look
So
at
yeah,
you.
be Forrester and Tyler, I would say.
Okay.
That's what I'm actually
baseball
telling
bat
you that.
with
If you
your
go down,
body,
I'm going
be
to
like,
bend you, Tyler.
Here's your
Thank you, boss.
trainer. Here's your starter. You know, give him a
I got
whistle.
your
Be
back,
like,
too.
if there's trouble, just blow really loud.
Wear this whistle with
Giving
pride.
your-
There you go.
It's
Good
like giving
boy.
your little sibling the controller that's not plugged in.
Exactly.
And,
No, I've done that with kids. They'll play for hours.
and there are also walkie-talkies. And what are some other things that might be in kind of a security?
Ammo,
Body
guns,
armor,
security,
first aid kits,
first aid kits,
body armor, so like
body
bulletproof
armor,
vests, helmets,
yeah.
tack gear.
Yeah. There is
Explosives,
and while
Some
Colonel-
rations?
rations.
I
Well,
think
rations
maybe
wouldn't be in
rations.
there.
No?
It would contaminate.
I think at this point it would be like weapons, body armor, maybe first aid kits,
Communication
just like,
devices.
Yeah, communication, so
And
tactical gear.
when you first get there, the weapons have been almost entirely picked over. The body armor is not quite as picked over because it takes longer to put on.
you get this part.
Oh.
Put on 2 helmets.
I'm up armored,
Put on 2 helmets.
Two
boss.
helmets.
but I can't.
Put a small one on. Then a big one.
Oh.
I'm not within a half.
And this will distract him for an hour.
Oh yeah, true.
So,
It's like the puzzle you can't solve.
but even with it being picked over, you kind of look at it, and for a moment you think to yourself, why would we have things of this caliber?
And NVGs, night vision goggles, would be in
Yeah.
those kind of things.
Yeah,
Sure.
that would fall under tack gear.
Yeah. Like you're joking about like C4, like
This is like Call of Duty, Tom Clancy type full-on get-ups.
right.
Wait, you're saying that's in there?
Yeah.
I'm getting some night vision goggles.
Put them on over your 2 helmets.
That didn't quite work out. I just got the helmet to fit.
You might have to take the helmets off to put the night vision goggles on and then start over again.
They have brackets. You just click them.
Oh.
Click on.
So for some of it, like
It'll
okay,
take me a while to click them, though.
you guys work at an institute that involves diving into the subconscious of criminal convicts of varying degrees of danger.
Mm-hmm.
To a degree, an amount like anything that you would picture in a prison, like that level of security, like they are equipped for that.
Oh, shoot.
Supervisor level.
It's unlikely that because most of the time the convicts spend in this building, they're partially drugged. But you keep these things on access to these things.
Tranquilizer.
But you are confused by like the fact that there was C4 and the fact that like these rifles and like
I don't know about the C4, but I would assume the rifles and body armor and things. It's a government facility and it's secure. And have you seen some?
Well, I'm packing away the C4 for you.
we're just
Okay,
gonna
we're gonna put the detonators with Tyler because that way.
guys.
My vest now has C4 in it.
This is the best place to put. I got little pockets all
I have
over.
pockets,
It's
guys.
a good thing that it's so stable that you
God.
can shoot C4 and it won't blow up.
That's right.
You want to carry the detonators for me?
Yeah.
Trust this one.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like
Well, I'm going to
extra
take a brick of
protection.
C4 and a detonator and slip them into my cargo
don't think that's
pockets
how
without
that
no one
works.
noticing. Separate pockets, though.
Okay.
Well, I could have used this backpack, but this is way better.
I'm going to walk behind him
I
at
don't
some
even have
point,
to
just
carry
slap one on
anything,
his
it's just
back.
on
He's not
me.
going to notice.
I'm like, oh, thanks.
You're like, good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
It'd be like a kick me sign except to blow this
Except
up.
a detonator, so if I need a bomb. You don't know that. You think I said good
Meta
job.
knowledge.
We like Vaughn.
I know.
Don't kill Vaughn.
I didn't say I was going
He's a
to.
good puppy.
See, this is when I yell at him, take off the vest and throw it.
But he'd be like, but I like my vest.
I'm giving you an order!
He does try to follow orders.
Exactly.
Guys,
I
I
order
do.
you to do this.
I do.
I love the puppy energy, by the way. Like, that is one of my favorite things right
It's
now.
so
I love
easy to
orders.
manipulate because I literally have a puppy at home. I do this all day long.
Oh, okay. And I'll note that as you guys are gearing up with the remnants of what's left, there's a siren that's going off, blaring, and the
I
emergency
assume we're down to
red
emergency lights, and so the rotating lights and
lights. Yeah,
you see and okay.
yeah. That's basically where you're at.
So everybody grab flashlights.
I turn on the APG, go blind.
The sounds of gunfire are more distant.
Put them up.
Oh, I see stars.
Like you can tell that most of the intense action is not happening here. The most intense action is all those comatose bodies that got possessed in storage, and then just the rampant personalities that have been crossing over, and enacting revenge on mythography. So, like, that's where the shit show is going on. You guys are kind of going the other way.
I'm good with that. Let mythography take their punches. Sounds like they got some fly swatters coming their way.
Yes, they do. So you guys gear up and you head down to the ward.
And the ward is the area where even Forrester's never been, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Did you guys part ways with I assume the paramedics parted ways with you. Did you also part ways with Samson? Like, did Samson and the paramedics go...
I
Yeah,
don't know if we
because
decided.
he didn't really come with us with Forrester,
He was
like
too
in our
scared.
group.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like peacing out, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He would have stayed at his post, followed
Especially
procedure kind of thing.
He
If
doesn't
he knows
follow
where you guys are
orders.
going.
Yeah.
He doesn't follow orders.
Well, he
Okay.
might be following his own orders from somebody else.
He's
so.
not. No, he's seen derelict.
We'll see.
So you guys are going to get into another elevator that goes to a sub-basement floor. And Vice Director Forrester is going to have to enter in a code to get there. He's going to be able to take you directly to the area of the ward, but once you get off the elevator, that's about as far as his clearance goes.
Well, this is clearance.
Sure is. Quit trying to detonate him.
So much support.
You guys,
You're like patting
Are-
around the detonator.
Adding another one to another block.
as the it's considering that this is a top secret part of the Institute's facility, it seems weird, but the elevator is it's about twice the size of this room.
Dang.
With doors that are like the width of the room.
They have cool stuff here.
And it has the red lighting, but it's going down so slowly.
I
The
do not want to get trapped inside this thing.
the mechanisms that are in here were built for being able to take huge loads, but not necessarily for speed. So it's
Oh.
descending.
So it's kind of like the elevators in the mine, the salt mines up in Hutch.
I'm not familiar with them, but that sounds.
They're old
they-
mining elevators.
Yeah, they're hydraulic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
But you notice as it goes down, and it's hard to tell how far down you're going. And there are a number of like possible places to get out, but you just keep going down. The red lighting, the hue starts to shift, and it starts becoming yellow. Then it starts becoming green. Then it, like as you get down to the bottom, it starts turning blue. And then you hear the ding and the doors start opening.
It's like clearance level lights.
Yeah. Is it
That's
blue or
what it
dark
sounds
blue?
like.
On the other side, you are in a section where there is the blue light of the elevator is casting everything in the tent. Directly on the other side of the elevator, it becomes dark. And on the other side, it feels weird. Like, it gets instantly cold.
It feels cold
You
here.
recognize this feeling from dives in Blue City.
I do.
It's almost like a cold draft flows into the elevator.
I thought the power was out. AC is strong here.
And you hear what sounds like... It feels like if you were in a horror movie, the sounds of moaning ghosts echoing through rough-hewn
Oh, boy.
stone
I'm a
passage.
virgin. I'm gonna die.
Oh no.
The virgins are the ones who live.
Yeah, as I said, I'm not a virgin. I'm going to die.
Sorry.
I'm not
Oh.
a virgin. I'm going to die. My mom's gonna be so upset.
This is why we stress abstinence.
For survival in horror movie scenarios.
Yeah.
Stress.
Directly on the other side, you see a couple of, basically, there is a passageway, and then it splits into two directions. You're in the center point of a hallway.
So
and
it's a T.
They kind of wrap around. On the other side, there are what were probably guards. I described the spider-faced figures before. There are 5 of them dead, laying in a pile.
That means there's something powerful
Okay,
enough to kill
those
them.
are weird-looking
Lower
people
your
things.
voice. You don't know what's around here.
Okay, so what was able to kill that?
Agent Voss, I'm ordering you to whisper until there is a true emergency in front of you.
That's not an emergency.
No, because they're already dead. If we find what kills them, that's an emergency.
We need to find the big bug spray.
But this is not. This is not mythography. This
Um,
is somewhere different.
Yeah.
Or is it mythography?
No,
this is not mythography
Not
department.
mythography.
not the department that we know.
Okay.
Yeah. But these were members of mythography that had been apparently sent to guard something.
And they died.
They did.
Oh, that's not good for us. Deep breaths, Voss. Deep breaths. Okay, so if we proceed down the hall, what do we see?
Okay. If you've been paying attention, because you kind of have God mode turned on.
Yeah.
You see and particularly with modes of travel, being your specialty, you can kind of get a feel for all the rooms in the institute.
Yeah.
When they step off the elevator, they go dark.
Yeah.
You don't
You
see
can't
them.
see us. Ooh.
Metagasp.
So can I still control things a little bit or influence things?
You don't know where we are.
Not from a distance.
Oh dang.
Join us.
I don't have a body.
That could be a problem.
What the two that bamped out earlier?
Yeah.
That's not stopping them. They're interacting physically with the world.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much anything that you do is going to be an access check.
Not stopping.
Okay.
Not stopping the supervisor either.
I would like to come to the real world as a fly.
A fly. Beautiful.
Give me, and again, this is you can either add to your
You ever
heart rate
had
and be able to
horse
reroll,
bites?
or you can roll and take what you get.
I'll take what I get.
Are you
Okay.
gonna be a
What
human
kind of a roll
fly?
Well, I'm gonna be No,
Fly.
a small fly. So
Okay.
you guys don't know that I'm there.
Like a housefly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Also
Yeah, I'm
easier
just
to
gonna
squish you.
Yeah.
That too.
Well, I'm gonna be zoomy.
I was thinking Jeff Goldblum fly or housefly.
What kind of a roll is this?
Access, I think you
Access?
said.
Yeah, access.
Oh, should I ask if it does the thing?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13. Okay. And you have a decision to make.
Oh,
Did you roll any sixes?
no.
Okay.
I have 2 accommodation points from previous roll, though.
Okay. I think I'm gonna play it so that it's like Agent Dexter is basically
Separate.
it's controlling
Okay.
the dreamscape
Excellent.
onto their own. Okay.
Because I'm learning how to lucid dream now.
Yes.
Learning is
Chakras
the
have
key
been
word.
alive.
Yeah, learning.
You find yourself trying to do this, but it's very foreign.
Trying to be a fly.
You sprout wings, but you're still full size.
Dang it.
And
Cool,
this weird
though.
thing
One
happens.
antenna.
One compound eye.
You're standing there and trying to like visualize yourself taking form, and what happens is like it's not so much like your form doesn't change, but your perception does.
Okay.
And so like in all those movies when they try to depict things from the insect's point of view,
Right.
like they get the compound eye camera, like your vision goes like that.
Whoa.
Brain malfunctions. So much stimuli.
Philippe sees that you're being concerned with this area over here,
Yes.
and it's like that's not a good place. We shouldn't go there.
Aww.
So he's telling you not to follow where we went.
Dang
You
I
can
think I know where the Titans are.
he because he is so in love, he might be willing to like focus on trying to extend reach into there, but he feels that's dangerous. He doesn't want to go. So, do you want to go there physically, or do you want to
Oh.
reach out with the hand of God?
I don't want to be there physically. I still want to be trying to influence things.
Okay, it's going to be really difficult.
Really difficult.
But you're
Okay.
basically, Philippe has more experience with like changing things, and what's really weird about this is the transition from even as the Blue City and the real world are becoming one. Like the jump from the elevator into the area that they're going is another just stark transition. So it's kind of like if performing these miracles is like juggling. This is like juggling while jumping from one platform to the other.
Oh.
So it's going to be a challenge. You're gonna the roles are going to be difficult.
Okay.
While playing hacky sack.
Okay. Okay.
But yes.
Or dancing and doing backbends while you play the violin.
Okay. So that will take us back to you guys. So you're going down the path.
I reach out.
I assume in some
And I
sort of
touch-
formation.
I touch one of the spider people.
The dead ones.
Yeah, one of the dead ones, of course. Unless they're alive. Oh my gosh!
It's uncomfortably squishy.
It is uncomfortably squishy.
Lower your voice, Boss. I gave you an order to whisper.
It's squishy.
Okay.
It's
I'm
not
gonna
what a
move the
human
bodies
should
real
be.
quick while I squish with them.
Yeah, is there anything in the...
Oh,
Are there any books, anything?
Do not look in the pants.
Don't look in the pants.
I kick anyway.
I've seen things.
They have the body armor, except it has what look like runes. They have the rifles, but they also have what appears to be runes on them.
I'm gonna
And
grab one of
they
those.
have
I take a rifle.
Yeah, take a gun.
Everybody grab one of the ones with runes on it just to be safe and put it on your back.
A rifle with runes?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
Sure, I'm
Switching
in.
body armor.
and
No, I said rifle.
They also
That's fine.
have
Keep it.
Okay.
It's okay.
Switching
Just don't lose
C4.
your C4.
what looks like
Good job.
kind of a cross between, if you visualize a it's basically like a machete.
Okay.
That
I'm gonna grab one too.
kind of has the pommel of a sword.
Oh, I'm gonna grab a couple then.
It's got like a little handguard on there, and that too has runes. And you'll notice that the there's a sign that has some words, but it's in the strange lettering. Actually, no, you guys are in kind of a dreamscape area again, so and all the runes are kind of wibbly wobbly.
So we can't read them.
Would I be able to, if I spent a commendation point, read it?
Yes. Well, you'd be able
Or-
to make it tangible.
Okay. So, well, no, I don't have to roll for it, do I?
So you spend the combination point.
Yeah. To find out what the sign says?
When it becomes tangible, it's in that language that
Dang it.
Tucker's message was
Okay.
in. So,
I'm gonna pull up my cell phone and snap a photo just in case.
fair. In the
Oh,
distance,
yeah, we have those.
basically the
I doubt we have cell service currently, but
the cavern starts branching out, and basically it's rough hewn stone. It looks like somebody may have come through here with a pickaxe to dig. And in the distance, you hear like there's a little bit of faint light flickering on the walls, and you hear a chipping,
Like a,
chipping as in someone striking stone.
a metal.
Oh.
Okay. Forrester, lead the way.
Either way, boss. Either way.
He grips the rifle and starts walking forward with unsure feet.
Meta question. Did
Just
Forrester
look here.
ever dive? Did he have
Yeah.
dive experience?
Yeah,
Okay, I know he dived with the covert group, but I didn't know how much he had extensively before that.
yeah. He would have. Yeah.
I do the night goggles real quick. I click the night goggles to see if I see anything.
But yeah, no. Vice Director Forrester would have been one of the early agents, so
Okay.
he has extensive dive experience.
He's got way more experience than any of us.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So how do you guys? When you get closer, again, you hear the ding ding of something against metal. What's you're going in like that? Okay.
I would say to stay behind the others, to approach, to stay further behind, so that way if the first two get in trouble, the two in the back can
Look at you with your
Move in
tactics.
and-
Yeah.
Okay.
cover them essentially.
You got it, boss.
As
Where do you want me?
So I'd move in. I'd probably go in front with Forrester and leave Lost and Tyler in the back to cover us in case we get in trouble.
Okay.
Okay.
You face forward, I face backward.
If that's okay with you guys.
Yeah.
as you turn around the corner to see what the sound is, you see a massive metal door that has the same runes carved into it, that has been broken down, and you
So it's like off its hinges.
no, they
Like axed through it.
axe through it.
Okay.
Barbarians knock.
And it's say what?
Barbarians knock.
Yes. And the hole that they've made is, like that big, and this door is like the size of this wall. Like the lock, there's a massive lock on it that is still there, and around this hole there are figures with pickaxes that are
Humanoid figures?
Yeah. And as you it takes a moment, but you recognize that the gaunt faces are familiar. They are former agents who have died.
Died.
who have died.
Actually died, or
Their bodies are dead.
okay,
So
not
they're
in
zombies.
storage.
Right.
Okay.
They are.
Well, it's
they
a
are
dreamscape, so their bodies might be dead, but their
Oh.
consciousness might not be.
Okay.
Is what I'm guessing.
And if you take another moment, you recognize that prior to going rogue, Minor was a very high-level agent in the Institute.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a reputation for starting to take on the difficult jobs. The jobs that had the higher level of mortality rates among the agents.
Also, his name is Minor. Sorry.
Vice Director Forrester is the first one to put together that all of these agents are agents who died on missions being
With Agent
headed
Minor.
by Minor.
Oh.
So essentially, he sacrificed them, potentially.
And they,
No
and
wonder Minor and Tucker get along.
as you turn the
Now I
corner,
can sacrifice
there's
beans.
ding. Then
So
one
there's
of
already
them,
a hole in the door, but they're still. Are they trying to enlarge it?
yes.
Okay, so
And the
they're.
lock is still in place.
Okay.
Wait, is this like the hole in the door? Is that like the ripple that's between the dream world and the real world? Is it like a symbolism
The opening
for that?
between the two?
Yeah.
It plays a role in it.
Okay, so I'm not far off. All right, cool.
So we gotta stop them from opening it.
Yeah.
The one of them, yeah, no, actually, they are completely zoned out. They are just chipping away. You can tell, like, Minor was effectively taken off the rosters, like, 4 or 5 years ago. So these agents have been under his direct influence and without bodies for that long. Chip. The 4 of you are standing there aghast, kind of like looking at this ghastly scene. What do you do?
Well, I was facing
Any thoughts?
backwards and I look over and I'm shocked again.
It's probably
Should've
not going to do
looked.
any good, but I kind of
Should've
want to
looked.
shoot at it. I don't think it's going to work.
Shoot at what?
Well-
The people that are opening the door.
Shoot at
Or open
Are
it,
they
the
all just
hole
like in a
the door.
straight line side by side? Are they spaced out? Like, is one further back than any of the others?
And they're on the other side of the door, right? They're not on our side.
No, they're on your guys'
Oh, they're on
side.
our side. Oh, they're on our
I
side.
did
So
visualize
they're
that.
breaking. They're
Two
breaking.
eyes.
They're
Yes.
breaking in.
Not out. Yeah.
Yes.
Are they in straight line? Are there any that are they like?
Those look like
they're-
legit ghosts.
They're clustered around the hole. There are 4 of them. There are 2 of them that are enlarging at the top, and there are 2 of them that are enlarging at the bottom.
So like, if they were standing up here and here, and then like here and here. So like 2 squatted down towards the bottom and 2 like up here.
Right.
I'm gonna try and sneak up to one of the ones that's standing up, and this is a dreamscape. So do I have my hidden blade back now?
Yes.
I'm gonna sneak up to one and stab him,
What are you doing?
and just into the back of the neck and see what happens. I guess.
Okay. Give me a strategy check,
I love every time.
Strategy would be.
and this
good.
will add to your heart rate.
Okay.
I don't want that hole to get any bigger.
15.
15. Okay.
You just gotta trust her.
75.
And what are the like you? Vice Director Forrester is probably with you 2, and you see Agent Schreiber sneaking up with a blade.
I mean, I would give a hand signal to Forrester first and convey something. I'm sure
And I
that
did- I- and
you would
Tyler-
probably understand, and he's
Yeah.
just.
And Tyler's agreed we need to
Shut
stay
up.
here.
Pretty much.
Whispering.
Okay.
He's
As
just wanting to know what you're
Good
doing.
boy. and you can.
as you get closer, you can hear the voice of somebody chanting on the other side of the door.
Is it a voice I recognize or would recognize?
Chanting is never good.
No.
There
Really isn't.
because you're in the dreamscape, there is a quality to it that feels like a smile.
I'm suspicious.
And
Yeah.
you smell the slight.
Smiles are suspicious.
There's a slight scent
can feel
of cigar smoke.
That bastard.
Oh, I'm damn suspicious. I'm gonna shank this dude in the back of his neck and see what happens.
I was about
Okay.
to ask what he was going to do.
Okay. You with a 15? It
Mhm.
was. Okay, you shank him, and
I'm going for like right here.
sure,
So
That's a sweet spot.
the body crumbles into a desiccated mass. There's no blood. There's just dusty remains. The other three see their comrade fall and look up. Their hollow eyes and mouths aghast, staring at you.
Turning gun towards.
hit him.
Waiting.
Yeah, let's just blast him.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump back. Hit him.
Okay. You two give me strategy checks and give me a strategy check for Vice Director Forrester.
Strategy check. Okay. So 3.
I got a 10.
I only got a 5.
15 again.
15. You got a 5.
Yeah.
10. Okay. Go ahead, Adrian Schreiber. Give me a strategy check.
For my character, I
Yep.
assume? Okay. That's good that time. 2, 4, 6, 11?
11. Okay. You're able to narrowly, like, you jump quickly enough that there's a little bit more spray to the pulling of the triggers.
Wasn't me!
I just
It was Tyler!
Like
You're like the dog who always gets in trouble, no matter who it was that barked.
like you fall when you jump, you fall behind a rocky outcropping, and like parts of the rocky outcropping get blown to pieces.
Hit them, not me! Was I not clear enough?
All three figures collapse. Any body parts that are hit just kind of fly off. They've
That
barely
worked.
held in place.
Wonder if there's anything we can use to patch this hole.
C4!
No. No, boss.
No.
Keep
Okay.
those.
Okay.
We're not there yet.
Packing those back in.
Do we block it or do we go through it and figure out what's
from
going on
from
the other side?
behind.
It's really cold in there.
It's caused this weird tear, and there's chanting on the other side of the door. We can't forget that.
But if they're trying to open it from that side, the chanting could be doing something on our
Does
side.
anybody else smell cigar smoke?
Yeah, I do, and I think I know who it's
wait,
from.
wait, I have an idea. What? It's probably a bad idea. But what if we throw the C4 vest through the hole, and we can detonate it from out here?
We've got a remote, so if we could...
You would
Put
have to take it off first, Ross.
I will.
Does he have to? Does he have to?
Yeah.
Okay, meta
Puppy
question.
needs to stay
Is
with
the
us.
door a physical barrier between that world and this one? If it was blocked on both sides with rock, would that stop something from, like... Psychic is the wrong word, probably, but psychically being able to pass through that barrier? Or
Maybe.
does it just need a physical barrier in the way?
I mean, you're in a dreamscape.
Okay.
And the lock is
That's
still
a
in
good
place.
question.
We're in a dreamscape.
this
Can I just
lock-
manipulate the metal?
I mean, do you see these circles?
It's a good
This
idea.
is the
You
most
can-
elaborate locking system I've ever seen.
You can try, though. You get the feeling that this door has been constructed. Like I've described the lucid dreamers as being warlocks who will go on to become demigods.
Mm-hmm.
This lock and this door was constructed at that level or higher. In terms of manipulating dream space, this is above your pay grade.
Is it about foresters?
Yes, but blocking it on both sides would be
Detrimental
an
to
option.
someone.
Right. If that's right, you guys want to go.
This vest comes right off.
I mean, we've got enough C4
Let's
that
just-
we could throw one on one side and
Let's-
detonate them at the same time.
As you're debating this,
I think we should throw it in as far as we can, so it's actually not detonating the door itself.
yeah,
but
and then
does the
detonate one from
most
this
damage
side before we get back
inside.
to the elevator,
The
like the
chanting-
bodies.
the chanting is continuing. Also, are you going to enable or hinder these efforts of theirs?
This is not the one that I designed.
No.
Okay.
This is a real one.
I'm gonna enable them.
Okay.
One in-game question.
Mhm.
Are the pickaxes still here?
Yeah.
I grab a pickaxe.
You have a gun already.
Well, I have the gun.
Do you have a gun?
I have it
couple guns,
slung, and
a
I'm
couple
picking up the
machetes?
pickaxe.
As you go up to pick up to get the pickaxe, and actually, Agent Schreiber, you're standing right there, so you would also notice this. Behind the door is this void, this blackness, but
That's not good.
and you can hear the chanting of Agent Minor.
And where we're at is already dark, so it's like pitch black where we are. So it's like black hole dark.
Well, there's like this barely like dark bluish tint
Where
So
we
you
are
can-
behind the door.
where you guys are, but beyond is just a void.
I'll give
So
you
we're
a,
in the deep blue clearance.
I'll
and
give
that's
you
the
a,
black
a meta
clearance.
thing. When you have an IR light and use the NVGs, it'll be like a spotlight in the dark.
Okay, cool.
That's meta game for you.
Yeah.
I'm assuming in game, one of you might know that.
As you do that, though, you start like you're close enough that you can start hearing some noises other than the chanting, and you hear raspy moaning.
Oh.
And as you do that trick to look in, you start seeing figures of like the souls of dead bodies coming towards.
All right, hit it from that side.
Let's do it.
Toss it in and run. We're gonna toss another one on
Hold
this
this.
side and detonate both.
Yeah, take off the
Give
vest.
me a navigation.
I'm holding the
check.
vest.
Okay, okay. And
Throw
we're
the whole
throwing
vest
it
in?
through the hole.
We're gonna have.
As
remember,
we
I grabbed
detonate?
C4 and detonators
you got
in my
C4,
pockets.
okay.
Right.
So I
So-
can set something up on this side, like go back to those dead bodies and the photography
throwing it
bodies.
unless
Put the
somebody
C4
stops me.
there
Uh-huh.
because there was a break. There was a tunnel between those two, so
Up to
mine
the
isn't
vest.
going to be directly at the door.
Give
So it's
me-
not going to damage the door
give me a
itself like you were
strategy.
talking about.
Okay, okay, okay.
Is this the
It'll-
vest that has all the C4 in it?
No, I have C4
All except
too.
some of hers.
Okay.
I have some C4 as well that I'm going to detonate
10 again.
on the other side of
10?
the door.
Okay.
Nobody stopped me.
Okay. You're not allowed to do anything without orders. So what are you trying to do?
Boss is
get
doing
out
something
of the
without
way.
orders. Boss has taken the C4 that the boss has and
I'm
thrown
right
it.
next to boss, so I'm. Wait! Mid throw. Give me the vest.
Did I succeed though? Or do you have to roll to stop it?
Give me a roll to stop it, Trevor.
6, 10, 13. I outrolled you at least.
All right.
Okay.
You swap the vest.
Wait!
Huh?
Hang on. Not yet.
Okay.
Let them run first.
We need to get out of the way.
Yeah, I was ready to run.
But they weren't.
Ah.
Oh, I'm firing you one more time.
Like one of my favorite characters I've ever seen in a game, though, is Ross's character. Seriously, it's so hilarious.
There's a principle, like a piece of advice that I always thought was really cool that Boss is a great example of, where if you want to make a memorable character in an RPG, you just
Thank you.
take your thing and you go extreme. with it.
Yeah.
Like I'm always like this middle ground voice of reason.
Okay, so you managed to slow Boss down enough,
Wait.
and so that
Wait.
Oh,
everybody's
we're not
getting ready
ready.
to book.
We're not ready. Okay.
Yeah.
You're getting ready to book it.
Well, because I need to. Will you stay with him for a moment?
Yeah.
They don't even all have
So
detonators
I'm gonna
in
leave
them.
them. Well, only one needs to if they're connected, right?
No, they all need one.
Oh, okay.
Well,
If
I
they're
still
not-
have
if they're
some
not
we
connected.
grab
detonators.
for them then.
They
still
just need to
have
have
some
something that
Okay,
connects
yeah,
them.
you grabbed a bunch of detonators, so we can I can do that and connect them.
As you guys are carefully planning what you're gonna do, I mentioned raspy voices moaning and moving towards the hole.
Okay, what I was trying to say
Raspy
was,
voices moaning.
you wait here for a second. You wait with him. Make sure he doesn't throw it. Give me 30 seconds, and then have him throw it and run.
Okay. Okay.
Because I'm gonna go back and use that 30 seconds to put a second thing of C4,
Clicks 30 seconds.
and as soon as
Yeah,
you guys
yeah,
start to run,
Yeah.
they're both going off.
While
Okay,
you're
so-
communicating this, and hold on just a second,
Yeah.
because things are happening.
Yeah. So that's my plan.
Okay, Ross,
Oh.
don't do anything yet.
30 seconds.
I already clicked the timer.
Yeah, but now we're waiting.
The souls of dead agents or dead figures start to move through, like crawl up into the hole. As they do,
Tell him to throw.
something weird happens, and as they start to go from one room to the next, they just kind of start to dissipate, almost as if when they went from one room to another, they ended up on the other side.
That's not cool. Okay, I'm trying to shoot him.
And you guys have this
Okay.
feeling that something has
Just saved our
interceded. And these souls are too one-dimensional to figure out what's going on, so they're just like crawling through the hole and then not being there. And the next one crawls through the hole and it's not there. So you guys are standing there like with this tension, and all of a sudden,
That's weird.
Okay, start your timer.
Click.
Okay.
And I run to go set the other C4.
Here's a question.
Tell me how to
Um,
this up.
I mentioned that with Miner there was the scent of cigar smoke and the feeling of a smile. What's the tell for Dexter's?
I want to have a familiar giggle.
Oh.
Like a little fey creature. But you know that it's Dexter's voice.
So as you see this weird thing that it should not be working this way, like there's this slight giggle in the wind, and you all just know that it's
Fucking
Dexter.
really?
Cut to the
is not
supervisor.
good.
I hear her.
I just turn and I look at Forrester. Fucking really? Well, we're giving her body back eventually anyway. Let's go.
Gerald,
Yep, you ready to throw it?
just one of you.
Just one.
I think she's,
He's not detonating
I
it.
think
I
she's
am.
still trapped in
So
the dream world
True.
somehow. Use your connections.
Okay, boss.
Find.
It's time to throw it.
All right,
okay,
you guys get
so
through?
he throws it through the
Throw it.
door, and
It's
they
not
come right
30
back to
seconds
where I
yet.
am.
It has been.
And all four of us run back towards the elevator at that point.
Okay,
Okay, we gotta
everybody.
run.
The
give-
way
run.
the way you described it was hi. We came out the elevator and there was a straight tunnel
Uh-huh.
that had a T that curved around, and at the end of that kind of rounded curve, that's where those bodies were, right?
The bodies were right next to the elevator.
The spider body.
So
The
they were
spider
at the end
bodies.
of the first
Yeah.
Yeah.
straightaway.
Yeah.
So, okay, so and then it was the curve, and then it was another straightaway to the door.
After the curve, it actually breaks off into lots of side tunnels
Okay.
and stuff like that.
Okay, so it would have been like the door, and then a short tunnel of some sort that wound back to where that round part was.
Right.
Okay, so that's where the C4 would be at. Would be throwing the vest through the door, and at the end of the straight, maybe not straight away, but the straightaway that led to the door right before that round curve junction is
Okay.
where the two parts of C4 would be. So once they get back to me at that rounded curve, we start running around the curve towards the elevator. Once we basically get here,
Mhm.
that's when I would set it off.
Okay.
When we're at the elevator.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay.
Give me a. Actually, give me, because basically you have the detonator, so it's a matter
Yeah.
of just waiting for the right moment.
Yeah.
Okay, give me an intuition check.
Hoo-hoo. 15.
That was the magic number.
Yes!
Okay.
I rolled a 14 to throw the vest.
Okay.
You already threw it. This was for me to blow it up.
No, this is, you stopped the first
You-
attempt.
you did.
This is the
Oh,
second
oh,
one
okay.
to throw it in. So I did much better.
Okay, that's what I'm
Yay.
saying, because we're already back at the elevator.
Okay. So yeah. That throw is going to, and you're still playing like their side in this, right?
Yes.
There's some hesitancy there.
She said yes.
You
Let's go.
You want to throw a wrench into the works?
Please don't.
Are they after this leaving the
Yes.
dark area?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're heading back
so,
towards the elevator.
I wanted them to go through another room that was this exact same.
The exact same as.
As something that they've seen before. So let's do the one where there's the hole in the wall and there's the 4 miners. And the 4 miners are still there. Just in this new room.
So as you get you throw the C4 into the room, and then you start running, and you find yourselves traveling. You turn around a corner, and you've basically ended up back at the door that you had
Shit.
thrown the C4 through.
That's not good.
I don't
No.
believe it's real.
And there's a slight giggle in the air as you do it.
I don't believe it's real! I run towards the door.
Give me a transportation check and give me a transportation check.
Okay.
This is opposed.
Where's that
Boss
one
is
at?
panicked and is not moving.
What would that one be under?
That is
Navigation?
a
Oh, navigation. Okay, you said transportation.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it.
16.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh.
Ah.
I heard the giggle.
Can it be the same, but she just goes right through because she knows it's not real.
Okay.
And they just...
Voss
just...
Yeah.
She's dead.
There are going to be two steps to this.
Okay.
One, Philippe is helping.
Yes.
So roll one. You rolled a 10?
Yes.
Roll one more d6.
Oh, one more. 5.
Oh, I still beat her by
You-
one.
you-
I got lucky.
So Agent Schreiber, like, you're able to get through this. I'm still going to have to ask Voss and Tyler to make navigation checks of the same challenge. And
Boss is frozen.
you're on the other side with the remaining C4 you have to plant and a detonator.
I thought I already planted that.
Okay, so you're on the other side with the detonator.
Yeah, I've just got the 2 detonators at this point. For the one that was thrown through the door and the one that I set further down.
And
Okay.
I don't have a vest on anymore.
So Voss and Tyler, a capricious fey spirit has just warped reality. So every time you try to exit the room with the door, you end up back there.
And you just watched me run straight through the metal door where the
And
past the
porcelain.
miners through the door and disappeared.
Oh boy, so you
After I
went into
screamed,
the
I
black
don't believe
hole.
it's real!
So you went into the black hole.
You...
Basically.
That's what it looked like.
Okay, so what
Yeah.
you saw was we heard a giggle on the wind as we ran into this room and stopped, heard the giggle and went, I don't believe it's real! And just
Yeah.
ran straight through the door like,
Yeah.
Boss is dead.
11,
In order to escape,
She's
15.
gone.
I don't think
I've got
I
an
don't
18
think she's
for
dead.
Forrester.
But we'll have to
We're
find
doomed.
her
he's
again.
He's
Right
gonna.
behind.
He's right behind you.
When
So-
he grabbed, at the very least, Puppy's ear and drag him through
Yeah.
with him.
No, I'll push him. I'm gonna go up behind him and just shove him in because otherwise he's not gonna go. And
I
then
don't want to
I'll
go.
jump
I
into-
resist. I don't want to go.
Okay,
I resist.
but
Order him through. He always follows orders.
Voss, you have to go through.
I order
can't
you
do
to
it.
go. You have to order.
I can't do it.
I am ordering
Did
you.
you see
to
the
go
dead
through
people?
it. Voss.
They're all dead.
Voss. I'm,
Boss is dead.
I screamed through the door.
I'm ordering you to go
Can
through
I
it,
yell
that
through the
hole.
door? Can they hear
No.
me? Because I'm standing on the other side screaming, I order you to do it! You idiot!
Both the bosses are dead.
They're not dead. We have to go with them.
It's
Voss.
fake!
You have
You're an
to.
idiot! I'm gonna fire you out of a cannon!
okay.
No, just threaten to fire him.
Out of a cannon.
No, just fire him. He won't.
I'm just
want
rational.
that.
He can't hear me right now.
Schreiber is on the other side and cannot be heard.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
I'm shrieking
I
insults.
already said I'm pushing him.
Okay. I will need a navigation check from both of you.
Oh, I resist the push.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
strength.
Jesus.
Testing
All
the
right.
strength check here.
Yeah.
Navigation check. Oh, this
So
isn't
roll an
good.
11 on strength.
I only get 2
On
dice
aggression.
for navigation.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh!
For,
Well, no,
you did
that's your
it.
strength, because he rolled strength first. So
Well,
you're strong.
No,
remember?
that.
Yeah.
Or is that-
You try to pull Voss with you
Yeah.
as you focus your intent on getting through the door. You find yourself on the other side. Voss is not with you. The two of you, or the three of you, are standing on the other side. You have escaped the
And
Fey
we can see
labyrinth.
Voss.
Oh.
Come here, puppy. Come here.
But you know that there's a threshold that if you cross it, you're back in that territory. Voss is standing there. You've got the detonators.
Thank God I've got them.
Yeah, no kidding. He's gonna be lost without us, though.
I'm turning to run back.
But that's not gonna get you anywhere. You're gonna go in circles.
As-
Turning to run back.
As the GM, my suggestion here and I know it's not an easy call.
Leave
I've described how the mine, like this is a mine, basically, with like multiple paths. You see Voss panic, turn around and start running down random corridors and disappear into the
Can
night.
I leave just my face through this and go, "You're fired!" and then come back in?
That I'll allow.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do then. And then I'm gonna turn around and be like, "We gotta get back to the elevator because I need a detonator."
Okay. As
Fine.
middle
We need to get
break.
back with us. Anyway.
and you guys are gonna exit like with the rune armor and the rune, or you weren't wearing the rune armor, but with
No,
the
we
rune
just grabbed
weapons.
the rune weapons.
Okay.
Voss was the only one to grab rune armor, which he threw with the C4.
Yeah.
Of
He had armor,
We did
the rest
not-
of us had rune weapons.
We didn't specify.
And I swapped the armor. I specified that I swapped it.
I tried to tell you not to, but
Okay.
oh, you're fired. Hope you live through this. I'll be sure to give you the demotion medal.
There is a cutscene, and we see like as Voss runs down random passages, we see a cut, and suddenly there's a reddish lit room, and he walks in, and it's
Oh,
just an
God.
inferno.
Oh, Jesus.
And we cut there.
Oh!
Voss has been fired.
Oh, no.
I tried!
Or like this.
The puppy burned alive?
It wasn't meant to be literal, but he's out of his misery and doesn't have to face the rest of the horror that we do.
But I liked the puppy.
We
I don't want him to die either.
We don't see him die. We just see him
Oh.
like get this look on his face, like as he walks into an inferno.
Oh, crap.
So he might turn around and walk back out. We don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's the end of his scene for this campaign.
Oh,
He's just going to be
no.
wandering down there forever in the dreamscape. It is a dreamscape. The fire might not kill him.
True.
Ugh.
Maybe he's fire resistant.
That's not likely.
So the three of you, you two and Vice Director Forrester, are going
I
to
was
be
like,
able
now I can play Forrester.
you get to the elevator
Sure.
and get to a point
Yeah.
where you're going to be able to click the detonator.
Okay.
How long did you guys know the new kid?
It's
Not
been with us a little
long.
while.
He was a sweet boy, but he had some missing bolts up top.
Well,
Seemed
he
like a
was
good kid.
cute, and I miss him.
He died doing what he loved, misinterpreting orders.
Exactly. Believing that he was following the correct order and that his teachers were always.
He is seriously my favorite character ever.
We tried to save him.
I know.
I just got terrified.
I started filming us the first time for just that reason.
I am very sad that our puppy is gone.
We'll get a new one.
Plenty of rookies.
Oh.
Cold-hearted. Okay. So the three of you are going to be able to get to the elevator and have the detonator in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Dexter, the moment they get onto the elevator, they have transitioned back into the real world, or back into a
Hello,
space that
And I can see them.
you can see them.
Okay.
And so you're standing there. Click.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There.
Double click.
Double
There were
click.
2 piles.
Sure. There is a momentary pause that, like a pregnant pause, that is interrupted by the sounds of explosions. The ground starts shaking as the tunnels collapse. You don't know quite.
There's.
Yeah, more than that.
Okay. I was anticipating maybe like 7 people or so I've got plenty.
Your characters wouldn't see this, but there's a cutscene back into the void where, amongst all the void, we see Agent Minor chanting and doing a ritual, and being surrounded by souls that he is using as fuel.
These aren't the lucid dreamers, right?
No.
Okay.
Well, one of the lucid dreamers is there. And there is a rumbling, and the chanting is interrupted, and he looks over, and suddenly the faint light that we've seen illuminating him in the darkness goes out, and there's just silence and blackness.
I'm amused that the supervisor and Miner are sacrificing souls
Separately.
separately.
And Miner has thus been interred in a tomb.
Yeah. Try and kill my best friend, you bitch.
Okay. So that leaves, that's the big climax. It's 9 o'clock. We're not going to put a whole lot more into this. You guys have entombed the big bad and at least delayed the primeval forces.
One summoning.
What?
They've stopped
One
one
summoning.
summoning.
Right.
So far.
Wait, is that like 1 out of like 5 major cities, kind of? Sorry, I got a little bit confused.
Miner's trying to summon something, and Tucker's trying to summon something.
Mhm.
So
So we stopped
stopped
Miner,
one
but
of
now we
them.
can stop Tucker.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, and there may be other things going on too. So what's your guys' move in terms of because the rest of the shit's going down, but if you with a little bit of time, eventually the most mythography is either going to be killed or is going to escape, and like within 5 hours, basically the Institute campus is going to go from a chaotic death zone to like just the bodies as the various forces just kind of like spread
Hash
out.
it out.
Well, Voss's insane is walking up and saying, "This room is on fire."
This is fine.
What would the other one
And
do?
I am okay. Yeah.
Forster and
This is
Schreiber.
fine. This is fine.
You need your cup of coffee.
For just a
your cup of
moment,
tea.
and all his fear is gone, and he does that. He's like, this is fine.
He's at peace with it now.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, well,
About to burn alive, but he's literally like, this is fine.
Yes.
Do you remember the dog meme sitting at the table with a cup of coffee? This is fine. While everything burns around him.
Oh!
That's what he's
That is
referencing.
Voss right now. All of a sudden, he just,
Okay.
this is fine.
I got it.
He understands this fear.
Yep.
He's not understood any other fear but this fear. Yes.
So, I will quickly describe, like I mentioned, within 5 hours, what the Institute's campus is going to be like. Within 3 or 4 days, the sightings of things are going to die down a little bit, but they will be continuing. The world has been a number of creatures and entities from Blue City have now suffused throughout the world. The 3 towers are firmly in place.
With a giant lightning triangle,
Right.
growing ever more powerful.
And there are other buildings that have been displaced and features from Blue City that have been brought over. The next few weeks to a month are going to be like mass chaos. And there's in time things might settle into something resembling normalcy as people start figuring out how to interact with these things.
And I'm going to have sporadically from each tower, the Institute is getting struck by the tower. Intermittently, like during the thing, it's being struck. So when you mentioned there's a pile, some of it is being incinerated. Like
Okay.
pieces of building are just gone. Like slowly, the lightning bolts are withering away the entire structure that existed there. And eventually we'll get down to the layer, that level.
You talk like others
I'm
are
just saying,
trying to stop
I'm just saying
that.
that's the eventuality.
Well, That's something for another session.
Yes, that's
The whole
game.
that is the goal.
So we've seen.
But I wanted to add, they are sporadic little balls going.
We've seen Voss's end scene
Mm-hmm.
with them saying this is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I've given you guys an image of what the immediate aftermath is and kind of what the larger aftermath is. The warlocks are, some of them are going to be very visible, some of them are going to be really low key. Basically,
Loki.
the world is fundamentally changed, and it's going to take a learning curve to figure that out.
Are the things coming in hostile?
Some of them,
Some.
some of them not.
Okay.
It's a mixed bag.
Okay.
A lot of the things that were stored in the Lacuna was a very dark, violent prison. So even the ones that would not be hostile, that were stuck in there,
They're still pissed.
they're still pissed.
Mm.
Then you also have personalities that were fleeing from Blue City, and they're effectively refugees.
Okay.
So those are the two largest. And then you also have some that just made the transition accidentally, and they don't know what's going on. You also have people who were asleep who are now comatose. You also have people who are possessed. Like, it's a clusterfuck all over the place.
So some of them are like the metagame NPCs
Mhm.
that like keep repeating the same actions
Yes.
coming through.
Yes, and the most awkward parts are when a body gets possessed by one of those.
Oh no.
But so that's part of the learning curve, is how do we, like, can we remove, you know,
Can we break that cycle?
Can we break that cycle? Can we, like, how do we handle this? Then there's also a certain amount, like, on the longer term, that then becomes questions of ethics of, if we have a comatose body and we have a free-range personality, do we, you know,
Or how can you take one out of a body that...
right. And so in this new world, there's going to be weird ethical dilemmas. But you guys are going to have a lot of flexibility in terms of, like, how your characters transition from escaping the battle-ravaged Institute into this new world. So where do we see your characters at the end?
Tucker, who's actually introducing himself to the world leaders. And as is tradition, he kills a few.
Schreiber with a sniper
He
rifle.
needed more bodies.
Forrester aiming a binocular.
Trying
Couple
to take out
clicks to the
Tucker?
left. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see that working out well.
Right, so I'm kind of picturing a TV screen with a reporter covering the supervisor meeting with world leaders, and everything is going, like, everybody's tense. Tucker is one of the most visible members representing this other world, and the three towers are all
This red guy in a blue suit.
Yeah, so he's shaking hands, and then he kills a couple of the world leaders, and the camera goes shaky.
And then you hear a gunshot.
We're watching somebody watching this on TV. Then we jump to you guys on the building, taking aim, and the shot ends with you pulling the trigger. We don't see what happens after that. Tyler, where's Agent Tyler after this?
Agent Tyler is working with medical researchers trying to figure out how to ethically fix the situation with the bodies that are not on repeat, with you know, the more not conscious, but
Are you studying neuroscience?
yeah, basically.
Nice.
I have inserted myself into that realm, even if I don't have the
So, like,
credentials. I'm assisting.
Like the comatose patients.
Because I
and-
understand the psyche to some level after going
And the
through
blue
all
city.
So were
these-
you trying to take
Right.
the comatose bodies
Like a
and
consultant.
allow the free range
Yes.
ones into their body, or removing like
Both.
the possessed bodies?
I'm a consultant.
well, on
I'm
both
trying-
parts of that, or
I'm working with the the neuroscientist basically in understanding what's going on and how to take the on repeat characters out of
the meta
available
NPCs.
bodies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
I wanted to add.
I don't know if I can
I was
put that in the right
introducing
terminology.
all of
No, I
them
understand.
to my enforcer.
So basically, the possessed bodies,
April.
they're being through the loop of the like
It's
meta
like,
NPCs.
I am the supervisor.
Yeah.
This
I'm
is
trying
the
to make it
enforcer.
at least better.
She's always watching.
Is
If I'm not watching, she's
Either
watching.
stop it or allow
I'm-
them to
I'm
stay in it and
picturing-
stop the loop,
April on one side,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Okay.
Agent
I'm trying to figure out our options.
Tinker on the other, wearing shoe armor.
Yes.
Okay, so
and the Geralds
uh-huh.
are looking for Dexter.
Okay.
Recon
Yet
only though.
to be found.
They're-
Yeah.
That's all it is. They're just looking. They're not apprehending. They're just looking.
Looking in the real world or looking in Blue City?
Both.
Okay, so the camera scenes that we're seeing, we see that meeting, we see the handshakes, we see the introduction of the two enforcers, Tyler and or not Tyler, Tinker and April. Tinker is wearing shoe armor. We see the killing of a world leader. The camera goes shaky. Then we see the people like taking aim, and then we hear the gunshot, and we cut to black. Then we go to a medical facility where you're working with neuroscientists to figure out like how to help figure out an ethical solution for this, and basically how the neuroscience mixes with this new field that no human is truly a master of yet.
Right. They just don't understand it yet.
Right. So even if you're like fairly new to it, if you commit yourself to it, you will be one of the leading experts.
Yeah.
You started it. You are now the leading expert.
Pretty much. I got thrown into it by default because I knew more than the others in the room.
And you could always ask the supervisor. He don't have any beef with you.
Meanwhile, I'm
I
busy
don't
hunting the supervisor.
So
This is my own pet project.
Kind of like me hunting him.
Yeah.
we'll see your desk with a lot of paperwork and kind of like doing therapy with some of the this mixed matched possessed bodies. Okay. Which then takes us to Dexter. What is Dexter's end scene? Now that you have a family with a seahorse
Little boy
dad
to
and a
raise.
little boy.
Yes.
Who instantly started calling you mommy.
Yeah, I know, right?
You are good.
I have the charisma. What do you want?
You familyed up so quick.
Yeah.
And they bought it.
So at first I'm just gonna go around causing mischief wherever I see fit. But I am gonna like be an awesome family with my new family, and also follow what Ariana says,
Mhm.
and try to be the best protege or whatever that I can, and try to learn my stuff and be awesome.
Okay. Well, and I just have this image, like, given the family, and because your character's chief skill was always navigation, like, you guys can go on some fucking awesome vacations.
Yeah, we can.
So, like, I'm in my head, I see, like, you guys on a beach, and then, like, you forgot that you left something at the last place, so you walk through a door, and like you're in the Alps, you grab the thing, then you walk back. And go back to the beach.
Yes.
It's like a toy that the kid forgot.
You're like, that was a little chilly for a minute.
Oh, hang on, let me grab a jacket.
But before the shaking and everything, the supervisor gives the speech that he gave you guys. He's like, I've stuck to my word to my agents. I've stuck to my word to my original oath. I will merge the worlds. I will offer you all immortality. I will offer you all a place of protection. All I ask is your loyalty.
And the last scene that we see with that.
And then that's when he's like, agreeance means being marked. And a lot of people are going to be like, oh, the devil! Those ones
You
aren't going
are
to
bred
last
with
long.
horns. I mean,
I don't have horns. Where'd the horns come from?
We all see them. It's your unicorn showing.
Oh, it's my horn.
There's just two.
Oh,
You know, I kind of say, your car's being marked, whatever, and then... So all I ask is, you don't have to kneel or something arbitrary like that. It's a co-op partnership.
Just give up your free will.
I'm just pretty much
Yeah, no.
going to tell you what to do.
I'm
That's
burying
really
myself
what's gonna
behind the
happen.
gun as he's
You're
talking.
going to
by
be
the
like
way.
the new
Good.
governor.
But he knows what's best for you.
the next thing
Shine
we
like a bazooka.
the very last scene that we see in the show.
That's why one of them had to die. I'm not the devil.
One of the very last scenes that we see are people on an amateur level trying to tattoo
Oh
the mark onto
gosh!
themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, they do get to see the symbol on this. I'm wearing the symbol at all times.
And there's a militia of loyal followers that call themselves the Beast.
I'm so proud.
That are
Don't like the
tattooing-
name, but I'm so proud of them.
tattooing
way-
the bark.
I'm like, it's
onto
the
each other.
STOs. The STOs.
As a thought metagame thing, but
The stowaways.
one way that you could tell the actual followers from fake ones, I know you guys know that we have the tattoos for Momo, right? From when she died.
Mhm.
The one on my
Static tattoos.
foot. Yeah, the paw print tattoos.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's actually some of her ashes and the ink that he used on my foot.
Oh.
So you could do things like that with the actual, like, real tattoos.
Well, the
as a
real
metagame.
one that
But how could you detect that, like, visually?
the real one that Tucker, that
Well,
the
this is
supervisor does, he just goes like this. It appears and it's gone.
Like a thermal thing almost.
And so
okay.
you don't see it anymore.
So if it's there constantly, it's fake.
If it's always there, it's fake.
Yeah.
Because the camera only catches when he moves and like, ta-da, so they get a real good picture of it and then they cut off every time that it vanishes.
Okay.
Oh.
This is now a world that has magic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Because he does an example. Ta-da, because I'm going to break it to you. The President of the United States falls in. He just gives right in.
Of course. Of course it is.
I mean, if it
I
was our
was
current
hoping he would have
president,
been one
I
that
could
died,
see
but-
that. I might shoot him too. You never know.
And let me tell
It
you,
might get him killed, though.
it's not Trump. It's 2030. He's
Oh.
gone.
One way
I
or the
mean,
other.
if Trump
Oh,
had his
true.
way, he'd still be president.
He probably
by
would.
then.
He'd be like, I'll take it.
I'd probably try to change the law to
If
make
you'll
it
keep me
happen.
in power, I will. I'll take it.
So that's the last scene that we see. We cut to black, and
That's it.
the campaign ends.
Nice.